Hello. Do you want to enhance your performance on the dance floor, on the cricket field, on the basketball court, any sport or gym? Listen up because that's what I'll be diving into on this live video and also in my presentation at the Let's Get Real Festival. So, first, who am I? I'm a digital marketing coach and I help embodiment professionals to get known, to use social media, email marketing, and sales strategies to grow their practice. And before I get into the topic today, I want to acknowledge that I stand on Kaurna land and I acknowledge that the traditional owners of this land, the Kaurna people of the Adelaide Plains, have a spiritual connection to this country. So stay to the end because I do have some giveaways, some free lessons, and a mini podcast series that I'll be launching soon. So listen up. And today, I want to also let you know that I am the host of the Let's Get Real Festival. And this is Let's Get Real TV. Actually, I'll pop the Let's Get Real TV banner up. Oops, gone. And we are hosting a festival from March 10th to 15 inside my community called the Movement Online Academy. And there's lots of free stuff in there as well. But the festival, we're charging just a little bit for you to attend, and I'll let you know more about those details in a moment. So the Let's Get Real Festival is on neuroplasticity, and you are going to walk away with practical tools that you could use in your everyday life to enhance your life using neuroplasticity. And this TV series, Let's Get Real TV, I'm hosting over the weeks leading up to the festival. So we're in week 2. There's a couple more episodes coming. This one is a solo episode from me. And I'm going to dive into what Feldenkrais, when I first discovered Feldenkrais, how it helped me enhance my dance performance. So it actually wasn't that long ago, well, in my mind, that I finished my professional dance training. So when I was at high school, when I was a teenager, I started dance. I actually started dance quite a bit younger at 5 years old. Who is a dancer? Let me know in the comments, or if you started. Hi, Patricia. I'll just say hi to Patricia. She's one of our presenters, so go follow her. And so I started at 5, and my dance teacher at the time thought that I had some potential. Oh, Patricia's a dancer. There we go. Yay. There's a few dancers on our panel, actually. And at 5 years old, I was like I am now, a bit of a rebel, bit of a misfit, bit of a all over the place. I do a lot of things. I've got a lot of energy. And this structured dance class, the teacher wanted me to go twice a week. And I just went, nah. My mum couldn't make me go. And so it wasn't until I was 10, 11 that I actually started classes again. And that was because my mum met the dance teacher and she was like, wow, she saw a photo of my legs and said, this girl needs to dance. And so I started dance classes again. Anyway, I love dance, and finishing high school, I went into work full time and I was like, no, I want to pursue my dancing. And I started my professional career then when I left school. And I went to Adelaide, ended up going to Adelaide University. And I did a lot of yoga as well at the time. My teachers at Adelaide University here in my city were yoga instructors. So did a lot of yoga, a lot of dance. And when I completed, anyone that works with their body as a professional, you've got mastery of your body. I thought I was able to move so beautifully. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. And I probably did. I moved better than a lot of, And so then what happened is I met my first Feldenkrais teacher. And at the time, my mother was actually had just had a stroke. She had a stroke when I was doing my professional dance training. I was 21 years old and my roles reversed. I became the mother. I had to figure things out for my mom and make a lot of decisions. And I was looking into, she was getting rehabilitated and things like that. And when I heard about Feldenkrais from this teacher of mine, who, by the way, I met at a dance party. He's a professional musician as well. And started talking to him about Feldenkrais, and it just went over my head. I was like, what is this stuff? Let me just try it. And he was from Melbourne. So I would travel to Melbourne to do workshops with him. And before I get to what happened for me, he was actually working with professional rollerbladers. So rollerblading is an extreme, out there sport. It's not something everyone's into. It's a bit, off the edge of doing things. And what he was doing with these professional rollerbladers was getting them to do everything on their opposite side, their non-habitual side. So if you know Feldenkrais, we believe to master a movement, you want to be able to do it on both sides, stop in the middle and reverse it, right? So he was working with these rollerbladers to get them to try their tricks. And with those extreme sports, often they only do one side and they master that one side. So these guys were going out into the world, into the international stages, and doing their competition on their leg, the side that they're really good at. And then they would do it on the other side. Now, the tricks weren't as high, they weren't as specky because it is their non-habitual side. And the audience was like, they didn't respond. But the judges were they were just blown away that this person could do both sides. And so they were introducing what they called bitch moves, which works in that. So non-habitual moves. So I was really impressed, like, whoa, this is something. How could it help me? Thanks, Sue. Great story. Sue's another presenter, so go follow her. And so I was like, okay, what is this? And so I went to Melbourne for a few times, and I think one of the first times that I was there, my teacher said, okay, so show me what move you're working on. And at the time, I just started breakdancing. Funny story about breakdancing, and I'll share that towards the end. So there I was, with breakdance, there's some very extreme moves. Have you ever seen them? My God, that are extreme. They take them from the gymnastics. So there's one move called the windmill. Now, if you don't know the windmill, go look it up. It's where you're rolling on your shoulders, twisting your spine and body, and your legs are flying in the air, right? And you're like flipping, right? So here's me I was there in front of him, and I was flopping around on the floor like a dead fish, like I just was not getting this move. Usually it takes professional breakers, as we call them in the industry. It's not called breakdance, it's called breaking. Little tip there. It's called breaking, not breakdance. Breakdance was the name the commercial channels gave it. So it's breaking. I was a breaker, a B-girl, trying to break this, almost trying to break my, no, I'm breaking myself, no. Trying to do this move, which does take about, 8 months to master. And my teacher said, oh, okay, yeah. So try this slowly. And he gave me a couple of moves. I'm like, why would I go slow? Right? If you see the move, you need momentum to get yourself around. He's like, try it slowly, do this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay. He said, go away and practice that slowly. And if you know me, I don't do things slowly. And in fact, it was halfway through my professional dance training, professional Feldenkrais training. In my second year, I realized what slow actually meant. People would tell me my friends in my training would say, Angela, go slow. And I'm like, this is my slow. All right. Anyway, I went away and I did do those moves, my slow, and I was able to master this windmill move fairly quickly. All right. Because what happens, and the name of this presentation is on flexibility and resilience. And part of that is balance and coordination, right? To get flexible, to have resilience, you want to work on your balance. And I'll go into this in my presentation at the festival. You want to have balance and you want to have the coordination. So what happens when you go slowly is your body's able to detect exactly where it needs to place your bones and your muscles to get yourself into those positions. So that's how I was able to, by going really slowly, my body learned how to go fast. And so that's how, if you are in a professional field or you want to master something and enhance your performance, this is why the Feldenkrais method is so, so powerful, because you go slow. Your nervous system's able to learn the way to move with less effort, more efficiency. And this is how many professionals are shaving seconds, and seconds mean a lot when you're in a professional swim team or running or anything, right? Shaving seconds off means the difference between gold or silver or bronze or not even a placement. So there are many professionals out there using Feldenkrais, but we wouldn't know about it because they're actually keeping it a secret. Because if everyone did, then they would be shaving seconds off as well. So it's very likely that those many of the professionals you follow may be doing Feldenkrais, and if not, they maybe should know about it. So that's my story of how I fell in love with Feldenkrais, because very soon after meeting my teacher, I met him in 1999. And in 2000, I'd started my professional training program, only a few months after diving in. Now, the reason I decided to tell my story on Let's Get Real TV is on my podcast, and I'll bring up that banner now. If you search Awareness in Motion, it's on any of the major podcast platforms. You will hear the story behind many of the practitioners, how they became Feldenkrais practitioners. I think it's a really important story to tell, because a lot of them are unlike me. They came to Feldenkrais through pain or injury. And so if you have pain or discomfort, it's very known that Feldenkrais can help pain or discomfort. Whereas I came to it because, one, my mum was seeking rehabilitation and I was looking into that, and Feldenkrais can help with that. And two, for enhancement of my dance performance. Now, soon after, well, not soon after, years later, I discovered another benefit of the Feldenkrais method, and that's what I'll talk about on tomorrow's part 2. So if you want to try Feldenkrais for yourself today inside my Movement Online Academy, and I'll bring the banner up for that now. So if you go to movementonlineacademy.com, you can join for free and check out the 20-minute movement lessons, the Feldenkrais Awareness Through Movement lessons we're doing daily. So in about 40 minutes, we will be doing one of my lessons. We did it this morning, which is a back lesson, and a couple of the clients did it this morning, a couple of the presenters. So what the presenters and I are doing is we're trying the lessons and then we're sharing them in the community with everybody, just so we can get an experience of what it felt like. And this lesson is fascinating because we're doing a lot of folding, and folding, flexion through the body. We do a lot. Our body knows it. Now, when you spend this time going slowly, folding, what actually happens is you feel longer and taller. Your body opens up. It's fascinating. So come and try this lesson. And in the Movement Online Academy, I'll let you know, again, our festival, if you want to come to the festival, you can actually go to movementonlineacademy.club and get a ticket, or you can find the tickets inside Movement Online Academy. If you come in and you're like, yeah, I want to come to the festival, we have $9 tickets going out now. And when you go to the landing page, actually, I'll bring up, this is the landing page, angelamcmillan.thrivecart.com/let's-get-real. That's where you can pick up your $9 tickets. Now, if you go to that page and you see any of the presenters and you know the presenters, go and ask for their affiliate link, because we have a competition going at the moment. Who out of the affiliates, compared to their audience size, because some of us have larger audiences, some have smaller audiences, I'm giving them a prize of worth $1,500. So if you know one of the presenters, go grab a ticket, one of the $9 tickets. There's only 100 $9 tickets available. Then they go up to $11. So go help one of the presenters out and grab yourself a ticket. Now, what I would like to share with you before I wrap up is how I became a break dancer. And I'll tell you part of the story, and then I'll share the rest tomorrow. So what happened, if you're listening, hopefully you hang around for a bit longer. What happened is I went to a concert, and I went by myself. Back in the day, I didn't care if anyone wanted to come with me or not. I knew I was going to have a good time, meet some people. And I was doing my professional dance training. This was probably 1998, 99. I was, as I said, a dancer. I knew my body. I knew like I was cool, And I went to this performance, this concert, and the B-boys, the breakers, we know what breakers are, were started breaking. They set up the circle, stood back, and they had their circle going. And this is the first time I'd seen it live. And I was like, what is this? They're doing all these flips, these turns, these like moves on the floor. And there I was at the edge of the circle, and I'm like standing there like, do I get in? Do I get in? What do I do? This is amazing. I can't do those moves. And I'll share with you tomorrow what happened next. Do you think I got in the circle, or what happened next? I'll share with you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you inside the Movement Online Academy, and hopefully see you at the festival. And stick around for part 2 and the end of that story. Bye for now.